channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you some tips and tricks and hacks of things that I like to do to stay not only organized, but super motivated as well. For me, I feel like my motivation kind of comes in waves, as it does for most people, and the last few days I've kind of been in a motivational rut, so I thought I would go through all of the things that I usually like to do to make sure that I'm staying on track and getting things done and being motivated, and to share with you if anyone else is kind of in a motivational rut or would just like some tips on how they can stay motivated and organized. So if you do enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new so you don't miss any videos, and let's go ahead and get started. So the first one is kind of obvious, and I've talked about this many times before, but that is having calendars and diaries. I like to surround myself with all kinds of calendars, sometimes digital as in my computer and my phone, and other times like paper and completely written. I have some desk calendars and things like that. The diary that I've currently been using is my Erin Condren planner. I've shown this many times before. This one goes from mid last year until the end of this year, so I'm really excited because as the end nears, I get to kind of do a refresher on all of my diaries and my stationery and organizational things, which is really exciting. So I'm still trying to decide what my next one will be, but what I like about these planners is they actually have an entire monthly layout like section, which right here is probably why I'm kind of a little demotivated, because we're a week into October and I haven't even written anything down, and I've had events and plans and things for the last week and I haven't written it down. So that's probably why things are not quite on track for me right now. So as soon as I finish filming this, I'm going to go and plan out the rest of my month of October, because when everything is down and I can see it for like an entire month, I just feel more organized and I'm kind of working ahead rather than sticking with just today. So that's what I'm gonna go and do. I also like the daily sections as well, where I can write to-do lists and get all of my thoughts down and out and make sure that I have checklists so that I can keep track of everything that I'm supposed to be doing. So I really love written diaries, but as I said, I sometimes use the calendars in my computer so that I can document all of the events and places that I need to go and need to be. Number 2 is to have diaries and notepads. I like to make sure that all of my thoughts are completely written out so that I don't forget anything, and that if I have any of these great ideas, that when they're written down, I can make sure that I'm actually going to start working on them and start trying to accomplish them. So my current little notebook is this really cool gold, shiny, metallic, geometric pattern that I got from the reject shop, I think. And then if you've been following me for a while, then you would know that this silver one is my last notebook, and I've completely finished this one up. I finished this up about a month ago, so I've started on this one, and this is the place where everything goes. If it's a shopping list, a recipe, video ideas, everything goes into this little book. And even when I may be having a bad day and I just want to get all of my thoughts out, it goes in here. If I ever want to say anything to someone, I might write it in here just in case saying it to someone is actually a bad idea, and then I get it all out in here anyway. So it's like a little diary for me, and I just feel that when I have everything out on paper, I can keep track of it and I'm more likely to actually start working on things. So the third thing that I like to do is to actually still purchase like real magazines. I know magazines are kind of becoming irrelevant because you can find all this stuff online, and I still really like to use Pinterest to find images and things that are kind of a reflection of where I want to be or things that I want to get. But I also really love having like magazines that I can flick through, not only to kind of give me some downtime and read up on things that are happening, but to also go through and pick out images and things of maybe clothes or shoes or handbags or things that I would like to purchase, or decor, or things that kind of inspire me, where I want my life to be and things that I like. I just find that cutting out images of things that I like is a really good way to stay motivated, and it's kind of like creating an inspiration board or a bit of a mood board, things that you can work towards and things that you can actually visualize, because I feel like when you can see what it is that you want, then you're more likely to want to work on it. So I actually really love magazines for cutting up and kind of doing collages and all that fun stuff that I used to do back in school. So number 4 is to clean things up. So there's 2 reasons as to why I like to clean. The first one is if I have a really messy desk or workspace, I don't want to do anything, and it's really off-putting to want to work in a space that's really over-cluttered or really messy. So clean it up and clean it out. Throw things out that you don't need. Only keep a very minimal, clean, open workspace. I find it's very productive. But I like to clean because when I get up and I'm cleaning, it's actually kind of the start of me doing things. So I'm actually physically getting up and I'm doing things, and it just motivates me to keep wanting to do more things on my to-do list. So if I'm feeling a little bit demotivated, I clean, because it's a really great way to kind of kickstart you into doing things on your to-do list. And then that kind of thing leads me into number 5, which is to acknowledge the things that you've already achieved and accomplished, because if you're only concentrating on the things that you haven't done, it's really, really demotivating. So make sure you take some time to really feel proud about what you've already done and look at that to-do list and see all the boxes that you've checked off, because you need to remind yourself that you're actually doing things, and the more that you realize you're doing things, the more you want to do more things, if that makes sense. So for me, cleaning is kind of that way. I feel like I've accomplished something when I clean everything, and then I'm more likely to want to keep doing things. So make sure you do acknowledge everything that you have already done. I feel like it's a very, very important one, because you can easily get lost in the long list of tasks that you haven't actually attempted yet. So those are the 5 little tips, tricks, and hacks that I wanted to share with you that I like to use to stay organized and motivated. And now that I filmed this video, I feel motivated already, so I'm gonna go and do some other things this afternoon. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new so you don't miss any of the other videos. Up the top here, you can check out my last video. Down the bottom, I will leave a link to another organizational video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!